everybody, we are Ready Set Reviews, and how are you guys doing today? Today we are going to be reviewing Kingdom of Amalur. Well, the demo of Kingdom of Amalur. Us three actually had a little bit of free time, and we sat down and played it. You start out in the demo, and you basically get through the tutorial session.
I'm John.
You are John. Good job.
Should we restart?
No, that's fine.
I feel like we should restart.
Nah, don't restart. Keep going. We're doing good.
You're doing good.
Well, everything's ruined now.
This is a good episode. Go.
Go.
Fuck.
Scott Kyle. Go.
Alright. So you start out in the demo, and you actually just go through a tutorial, and you learn basically all your basic moves and how to do everything, and then you actually get out into the open world area, and you get 45 minutes to do whatever you want. There's a few quests lying around that you can do, and you can't go into certain cities.
Right.
It is kind of limited, because they're not going to just give you the full game, but there's a lot of material. I mean, there's a decent amount of material in there. I mean, obviously they want you to buy the game, so they're not going to give you full access to the game, even if it's 45 minutes. But
that would have been cool if they did that, though. I mean, there was a few quests that I was doing, like that I would start, and I'd like do like a part of the quest, and they'd be like, "Oh, to do the rest of this quest, you need to buy the game." And I was kind of like,
That's a dick move. I wish at least the quest you could have started that they would have let you finish, and like maybe if just nothing else, just leave out entirely, because I got to one of those too, and I was just like, well, this is awesome.
Was it like for the companions or whatever? Like
yeah. Yeah, I was like,
wow.
I'll go take care of this. It's like, oh, buy the whole game? No, thank you now. Well, starting off, the game actually reminded me a lot of Fable, the original Fable, not past, Fables. It's a lot like Fable. It's kind of like that. I think the art styling is a lot like that, and I also think like just the characters in general. It's not as funny as Fable. Like Fable's more, like I think Monty Python comedy when I think of Fable. But like a lot of the stylings of the game, how you move, fighting, I think it's very similar to Fable. John, what was your favorite thing about it? Favorite, and then we'll do least favorite the second time around.
Well, do you mind if I just say my overall opinion?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for that.
I thought the game started off pretty cool. Like the opening cinematic. I thought the whole story... I mean, we are going to spoil the demo, obviously. It's just a demo.
Sorry.
I thought the whole thing about you being dead and then coming back to life was kind of cool. And then you waking up in, like, the corpse pile. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. I enjoyed... I thought the game played alright. I mean, there's a couple, like, hiccups in gameplay. But for the most part, I mean, things were pretty smooth. I really liked the style of the game, the art style. I thought looked really nice. The story though, really, it was like I really didn't. It's just kind of. Like,
it was kind of lacking. Like, I mean, if you're in it for the story, you're picking the wrong game. If anything, I think it's more if you just want to have like that, I guess, kind of RPG like feel to it. The story's kind of lacking, which could. I don't know, maybe it gets better later on in the game.
Yeah, maybe.
The beginning, though, they don't... And the beginning is you just don't know. And honestly, that's kind of probably what is making us not like the stories, because you don't know the story because you wake up and you have no memory. So, so there really is no story. The story is what you are doing right now.
There was a quest that I did. I don't know if you did this, but you first come to a town, after you break out, you get your 45 minutes of just, do anything, which I thought was pretty cool, but like I said... It's kind of like it is still you think it's very open, but then you really come to realize that it's very limited. There was a quest that I did. I tried to see, like, I'm gonna go as far as I can. Like, I didn't stop at the first town at all. I did a little bit for like a couple of minutes, but I was like, I'm just gonna go and see how far I can get, see how much of the world I can see. And there was this quest I did for this guy I come across. There's this guy, and he's kind of like walking so awkwardly down. Did any of you guys do this quest?
I have.
And you talk to him, and he's like a wolf that's been transformed into person form, and you have to help him turn back into a wolf. It was so... I thought it was like such like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, that was such like a weird quest.
Just a random thought. Yeah, I've never...
It was so...
I did not run into that.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
That's news to me.
Well, Kingdom of Amalur. This is a very generic RPG. The story is basically a cookie-cutter RPG that's like a mix between Fable and Dragon Age. Just like the mechanics. And speaking of the mechanics, the camera I found was terrible. I don't know how you guys liked it. I had to turn the sensitivity way down because it was so wonky.
I didn't really have any problems with the camera.
I had a bunch of problems with the camera.
Maybe it was you, because like I was
It's just because you're bad.
Yeah, how was that? Yeah,
So bad.
like, what the heck? Like, I thought the camera was pretty. It just stayed behind you the whole time.
Bullshit.
What the heck happened to you?
You know what? Now that I think about it, there was a couple times where the camera just kind of. I think I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do.
Maybe for the kill scenes, like when you do like the
Let me
opera
finish.
thing.
Okay.
Anyways, so you get to choose from, was it 4 races?
I don't remember.
It's like 2 human races and 2 elf races, basically. And
Do you think the wait? Pause real quick. Sorry on that note. I'm thinking about it. Do you think there'll be more races in the game, or do you think that's it?
I'm pretty sure that's probably gonna be it.
yeah. I mean, the customization wasn't terrible on it, you know. Even though, just like most RPGs, it doesn't really matter all that much because you're just gonna put armor on them.
Right. Exactly.
Covered in the best armor in the game.
Was there anything you liked?
Yeah, is there anything you like?
It was an alright game. It wasn't terrible, but I wouldn't go out of my way to play it. Like, if I wanted to play something in that genre, I'd just play Dragon Age or Fable
Okay.
and stuff. Because, like, it seemed like it was trying too hard to be a mix of them. Because it had, like, the gore of Dragon Age and, like, the colors of Fable. And I don't know. It just didn't meet up to the standards that I hold.
Right.
Understandable.
See, just because you said Dragon Age, and it just made me remember, I did not like Dragon Age at all.
Yeah.
I remember I got that game, and it was a game, I mean, I shouldn't say I didn't like it at all. It was a game that I really was enjoying and really wanted to, but it was hard for me to get into, just because I thought the map in Dragon Age was terrible. I had no idea where I was going or anything like that. And that's why I kind of liked this game, was because when I first got Dragon Age, I was like, I had in my mind, like, you know, I watched some trailers, I watched a little gameplay to try and get a feel of the game, and I was like, okay, this is kind of what, you know, I want. You know, this is like, and then I got the game, and then it just frustrated me because I couldn't figure out what I was doing. And, you know, I don't know if it's just because I didn't get far enough or what, but, or if it's just I'm dumb. But it seems like Kingdom of Amalur was everything that I thought Dragon Age was going to be. Now, granted, it's not, in my opinion, like, I mean, when I first got done with the demo, I was like, wow, I'd go buy this right away. But now the more than but then I started thinking about it more, and I was like, you know, I probably won't go buy it right away. But eventually, I'd like to pick it up. You know, once it gets a little cheaper. I mean, if I have the extra money, and there's like nothing out, yeah.
Like $30, now that would definitely be a buy for me. It's not a $60 game. It's too generic, and I think it's a good game. But the problem is like, you know, I can only imagine that the combat, you know, is pretty similar throughout the entirety of the game. The only thing that I think is kind of a saving grace for it is kind of like your power-up thing that you can do. Because even if you don't choose to do finesse, like, remember, you guys know what I'm talking about, where it's like the fabric of fate or whatever, where you basically pull like a trident out of nowhere, like, and you stab it through the initial boss fight. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that special.
It's like you slow time around you.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, you slow time, and then you can do like a specially kill.
You change fate or something. Like
yeah,
that.
and then like, and also like basically, and that's like the basis of the story is just basically like you don't have a fate. Like there's like people who are card weavers or fate weavers, and like basically they can put out like cards and they can tell what you're gonna be, like they can tell your future.
Fortune tellers.
Yeah, and you don't have one, so basically you can shift fate how you see fit. I did like the level up system though. I liked it a lot. I felt like it was it was a lot of points to start out with, because like you gotta get to like level 70 or something like that. That's like the last level. It's like, I mean, that's a lot of enemies. I don't know, maybe if like in the game they'll pump out more enemies for you to fight, but if it stayed at the pace that I was in the demo, I would hate it. I'd get really pissed.
Well, I'm sure once there's more areas that are more,
I'm just saying though, it's like, you know, like I wanted more enemies. Like I wanted more of a challenge. Like whenever you fought anybody, like it was just like you just hammer timed on them. Like they might hit you once or twice, but it's just like your health goes back so quickly that like
all you really have to do is hit them, then dodge, and then hit them, then dodge.
Yeah, even like
I had some difficulty. Sorry to interrupt you, but like I died a couple times and stuff like that in the demo. And it was nice when you died, where you didn't have to like start over at a specific point. You just respawn right there.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd that work? Do you have to lose money or something?
It just said, do you want to respawn? I was like, yes. And then I just respawned right where I died, and I was just like, oh.
I wonder what happens if you hit no. It just like the whole game restarts. It's like, oh. I don't know. I think it's a good game. The weapons, I wish I could have seen more. I'm wondering, because like I only found, you know, like the greatsword is the only one I found that I was really interested in, but like I wonder if you get different variations of your weapons, or if you have to stick with these weapons throughout the entirety of the game. Like there was a lot of stuff because like I guess blacksmithing is really important in this game too because that's how you can make just like freaking Skyrim. This is basically how you can make
iron daggers.
Yeah, iron daggers, baby. Level it up. But I don't know. I really like the game, but I feel like I would get bored with it because there's not enough to it, and it could possibly be just because the demo didn't give us that much to work with. But nonetheless, it's like I feel like Scott said, it's a cookie cutter RPG. I mean, you've seen this before, but it doesn't mean it can't be fun. Just this idea keeps getting used because it's a good idea. So it's not like you should totally shun this game forever. But before you make a purchase on it, I would definitely suggest playing the demo. Correct, fellas? Play the demo, and like you'll see like what John and I are saying. It's like it's not a $60 game. $30. I would agree that's a $30 game.
It does have some great talent behind it, though.
Oh yeah,
I mean the guy, what's his name, Ken Ralston, I think, who was one of the the lead writers on Oblivion and Morrowind, and
which makes me think that the story will get better. Like
that's exactly what I think.
Because like it's just like because you start out and you don't have a story and like you're kind of creating it as you go, and that's
you kind of do because it talks about this. Remember that
the one guy,
the main bad guy dude.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like you don't get really any other information though, other than there's a war, you were fighting it and you died, and then you were brought back to life. Like that's pretty much that is the beginning. 15 minutes of the gameplay is just figuring that out.
Right. I think like what we're trying to say, Scotty, is like there's going to be a lot more elements added to the story.
Yeah,
that we
like
don't know.
we just kind of
know. We just know kind of like the base story, and we think that. Like I think at least that there's gonna be a lot more to the story.
Like it'll branch out.
Just like we didn't know from the demo.
And there's got to be something important about you. Like I mean, I don't think it was just like I hope it's not the story of 1 in a million chance and you turned out to be the one that we could bring back to life. It's just I don't know.
It was very generic. Didn't mean it was bad.
You can change the story though. The story, remember, because you remember when they were talking actually, like certain characters might die in the game, certain main characters, but you can actually get cards in the game that they're fate-changing cards, and you actually can bring that character back to life, and it changes the story. It changes the fate of the game. I did think that was cool, and that is another reason why I think like if you play more, I think it might get better because like I think there's more intricacy the higher you get up. Because like I could see like in all the level up stuff, especially in like finesse stuff, like you could do some pretty cool attacks, like some pretty intricate programming. It wasn't just just hit X all day long. It turned into stuff where it was like you were jumping on their back, cut their head off, do a flip, and hit another guy. Like there was like some pretty cool stuff you could end up doing. But I just feel like because we couldn't do it in the demo, we won't think the game is as fun. Like I wish they would have like given us like some more level up points.
Granted, it is just granted it is just a demo. So
well, I meant like I wish they would have given us like a bunch more level up points. Like so we could like maybe max out one of the characteristic kind of things. Like max out finesse so you could see what it's like to be agile assassin guy running around doing cool moves, or max power so it's just if you just want to be a tank and just run through this game, you could do that, or magic.
See, I think a game like this where it banks so much on just an open world, and I think it's hard for it to really do a demo and do a good demo.
Yeah.
I mean, I think because imagine a demo of an Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Yeah, that
it just wouldn't work if you just get because part of the greatness of Skyrim is that giant open world and all the people you meet, and it's just kind of I think that like for a game like this to have a demo where people actually understand the game and actually get the game. Get what the game is going at is they almost need to give you like pretty much a glorified rental where it's basically like here's the entire game for 45 minutes and have fun. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I hoped they were going to do, and I was kind of disappointed that they didn't.
I mean, I knew they weren't going to do that because that would just be.
Well, it's only 45 minutes though, if you think.
Well, I know, but you're still giving everybody. People would find a way to hack it, and then they'd have your game for free.
I guess so, but it's just I don't know. It was one of those things where it's. I think you needed to play more. There needed to be more to the demo to convince me to want to do anything other than just be like, well, this was a fun demo.
Oh, so like how much we'd pay on it based on the demo?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I said I would probably, this is a $30 game for me. Like I would go half price, and then I think this would be a game that for $30 I would get my money's worth.
You wouldn't get the $250 collector's edition?
Is there really a $250?
There's a game for $60. There's a $80 collector's edition, or no, there's a $100 collector's edition, a $150 and $250.
What the heck
Or
could
200,
possibly be
150.
in there? Like,
It does. There's some cool stuff.
you're gonna have to show me.
There's like some statues and stuff. I mean, I would not spend $250
yeah, what the
on
heck?
any
This is a
video
brand
game.
new game. You can't have it.
I don't care if it's Elder. It could be an Elder Scrolls Collector's Edition. I'm not spending $250.
$250. Like they better.
Unless it came with like, I mean,
a mail order bride or something. Like what the heck, Mr. Doring? How much would you spend on it?
Hold on.
Scott's texting right now because he doesn't take us seriously. Comment on how you think he is disrespectful.
And below.
Yeah, right down there.
Not. This isn't a link.
Yeah, this is not a link.
Anyways, I wouldn't buy it, but I'd say it's worth like 20, mostly because you get a armor for Mass Effect 3.
I did see that.
I did see that, yeah.
On
That
Mass
was
Effect
pretty
3 armor. I was
funny.
like, what?
You do a lot of. It seems like you unlock a lot of stuff when playing the demo.
I know, yeah.
It's like, buy the full game to get all this stuff in this chest somewhere that you can't get to.
Yeah.
It's like balls.
It's like shit. One of these days, though, maybe I will get all that
Yeah,
stuff.
it'll be just like, heck, look at all this kicking armor I got.
I'd say, yeah, I'd say 30. If I had $30 and it was $30, a good chance I'd buy it, unless something else was coming out.
Yeah.
Because Alien Colonial Marines was pushed back to fall, so really there's nothing to look forward to until then.
Gosh,
For me, at least.
That's so depressing. This is Ready Set Review, and thank you guys for watching. You guys have yourself a great day.
Merry Christmas. Tune in next week when Eric fights a bear with his bare hands.
God, he's